Good evening, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Dealing with Mathematics. So today we're going to be talking about GED, 10 things you must know for your GED test. This is Omar Imhotep Ramses II Lion saying welcome, 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 everybody. So GED, 10 things you must know. One of the things you must know is fractions. You must know how to deal with fractions, okay? So here's a simple example. For example, 5 2/3 plus 3 7/9, right? So we can add the whole numbers. That's going to be 8. Then we have 2/3 plus 7/9. What are we going to do? Find the LCD, lowest common denominator. So we can go ahead and start with that 9. That should work. So we're going to raise the 2/3 to something over 9, right? 3 times 3 is 9. So 2 times 3 is what? 6. And then the 7 over 9 stays the same since the 9 is already 9, right? So now we have 8 and 6 over 9 plus 7 over 9. 7 plus 6 is 13. So we're going to have 8 plus 13 over 9, right? Which is going to be, let's see, we can get 1 out of this 13 over 9 because 9 into 13 goes 1 time, and the remainder of 10, 11, 12, 13, 4 over 9, right? So it's actually going to be 8 plus 1 plus 4 over 9, right? Which is going to give us a final answer of what? 9 and 4 over 9. Yes? 9 and 4 over 9 is our final answer. Okay? All right. Very good. Another thing that you must know for GED, of the 10 things you must know, is ratio and proportion. I'm going to go ahead and erase this. You can always pause it on the tape and play it back however often you'd like, okay? You need to know your ratio and proportion, okay? So let me find a quick ratio and proportion example for us to look at, right? And with ratio and proportion, the two go hand in hand. So I'll give an example. I'm going to give a proportion example. For example, you might have something like m over 6 equals 10 over 15, right? So the way we do this, or one way we can do this, is we multiply the top left by the bottom right, and that equals to the bottom left times the top right, okay? So we're going to have now 15m equals 6 times 10, right? Which is 60, right? So 15 times something gives us 60. Okay, now, how do we determine what the m is? Well, we divide both sides by 15, and we're going to figure out what m is. 15 into itself is 1, 15 into itself is 1, so m equals what? 60 divided by 15, which is 4. So therefore, m is equal to 4, okay? Another thing that you must know, out of the 10 things you must know for your GED, you must know percent. You must know percent. So, for example, you might get a question that says 24 is 20% of what number, right? 24 is 20% of what number? So the way we do this, or one way we can do this, is to divide the number by the percentage. So we're going to have 24 divided by 20%. Right? So this goes right back to fractions, right? And that's going to turn into 24 over 1 times 100 over 20, yeah? Okay? So let's break it down. Since we have this multiplication sign here, 20 into itself is 1, 20 into 100 is 5. So now we have 24 times 5, which is going to be what? 5 times 4 is 20, that's 0, carry 2, 5, 2 is 10, plus 2 is 12, 120. So 24 is 20% of 120. Everybody see that, I hope? Okay, very good. Another thing that we must know for our GED test, in the 10 things that you must know, all right? And this list is not limited to these 10 things, but these are 10 things that you must know. You must know, we did fractions, we did ratio, we just did percentage. You must know your exponents, okay? 3 to the 0 is what? Any number to the 0 is 1, right? 4 to the 1 is what? Any number to the 1 or to the first power is the same number, 4, okay? 5 squared is going to be what? 5 times 5 which is how much? 25. You must know your exponents, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Very good. Another thing that you must know is your signed numbers. Signed numbers, positive and negative, right? If you have a positive and a negative and you're multiplying them or adding them, what do you do, right? So if you have, for example, negative 15, right, times 3, how much is that going to be? All right, it's going to be negative 45. Why? Because when the numbers have mixed signs, this is negative and this is positive, and you're multiplying them, the result is always negative. So 3 times 15 is 45. This is negative, that's positive, so it's going to be negative 45. Another thing that you must know, of the 10 things you must know for your GED test, are mean, median, mode, and range. The mean is just the average of the numbers. So if you have 6 and 4, for example, and it says find the mean, you just add the two numbers together. It's going to be 10, and then divide by the number of numbers, which is 2. So your mean right here would be 5. Okay? Now that's a mean. The median would be the middle number. So let's say you had 6, 4, and 2, right? You arrange the numbers in terms of highest to lowest or lowest to highest, and then you find the middle number. That's the median, right? So this is the mean. The median would be 4 because that's the middle number, okay? That would be the median if it were 3 numbers, right? If you have where you have to find the mode is the most frequently occurring number, okay? So let's say you had these numbers, but then you had also, let's see, 6, 4, 2, 4, 3, 5, right? And it says find the mode. What would be the mode? The mode is going to be 4 because 4 occurs twice and all the numbers only occur once. So 4 would be the mode. Then range. What's the range, right? The range is simply where you organize the numbers from top to bottom, or highest to lowest, lowest to highest, right? Then you take the lowest number, subtract it from the highest number, and that's your range. So in this case, we have 6 being the highest, and the middle is 4, and the lowest is 2. So the range would be 6 minus 2, right? Which is 4. 4 would be the range, okay? Another thing that you must know, ladies and gentlemen, for your GED, 10 things you must know, right? You must be able to convert fractions to percent, right? And decimals and so on, right? I'll give a quick example, okay? Fraction to percent. Let's say you need to convert 2 out of 4 to a percent. Well, what percent is that? Multiply by 100. That's what percent means. Percent means you're dealing with 100, right? So 2 into itself is 1, 2 into 4 is 2, 2 into itself is 1, 2 into 100 is 50. So how much is that? 50%. Another thing that you must know, ladies and gentlemen, is your geometry, okay? You must know your area. You must know your volume. You must know your perimeter. So if you have a square and you need to find the area of the square, okay, and let's say one side is 7 centimeters and it says find the area. Now what's the area of a square? The area of a square, ladies and gentlemen, is going to be side squared. Yeah, side squared. Okay, so therefore it's going to be 7 squared, which would be 49 centimeters squared. I'll write it over here, everybody can see it, right? So the area is going to be 49 centimeters squared, because remember, when you're dealing with area, it's always to the second power, squared, okay? So the area here would be 7 times 7, which would be 49 centimeters squared. Another thing that you must know, ladies and gentlemen, for your GED, of the 10 things you must know, the final thing I'm going to talk about today that you must know, right, is your geometry, and then your algebra and inequalities. So algebra, solving for x. So for example, let's do a simple one. 23x plus 2 equals, 50. I'm making this up off the top of my head, right? 23x plus 2 equals 50. So let's solve for x. So the first thing we're going to do is get rid of this 2, right? So we're going to have 23x plus 2 minus 2 equals 50 minus 2, right? 23x plus 2 minus 2, that cancels out to be 0. So you're going to have 23x equals, let's see, 23x equals 50 minus 2, which is 48. Okay? So let's see how this works out. I'm making this up off the top of my head. I should really change this to a 24. 24. Yeah. Let's change this to a 24. I'm doing this on the spot, ladies and gentlemen, impromptu, okay? So 24, let's change this to a 24. It's just easier to calculate. We can still do this, but it's easier to calculate. All right? So let's change this to 24x, right? Plus 2 equals 50. 24x plus 2 minus 2 equals 50 minus 2. So 24x equals what? 48, right? 24x equals 48. So how do we find out what x is? Divide by 24. 24 into 24 is 1. 24 into 24 is 1. X equals 48 divided by 24. Therefore, x equals 2. Another thing you must know, ladies and gentlemen, is inequalities. Inequalities, okay? Inequalities. You must know inequalities. Let's find an inequality problem. Let's say 2x is less than or equal to, 2x is less than or equal to 6. Do a real simple one. Alright, 2x is less than or equal to 6. We'll find x. Okay? So, what are we going to do? We're going to simply divide both sides by 2, because we're trying to get rid of this 2 since it's calculating, it's multiplying by x. Okay? Okay, so here we go. 2 into itself is 1, 2 into itself is 1. So now what do you have? X is less than or equal to 6 divided by 2. Therefore, x is less than or equal to how much? 3. Okay? And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. GED, 10 things you must know. And it's not limited to these 10 things. There are other little tips and tricks and other little things that are going to be useful for you for your GED, ladies and gentlemen. Please feel free to reach out to us. Our phone number is at the bottom in the description section, 718-915-6011, or you can send us an email, schedule a consultation, call us and let us know if you want to do a session over the phone, video chat, or live in person. We're in Killeen, Texas. Sometimes we're in Houston. Sometimes we're in Dallas. Sometimes we're in Florida, New York, North Carolina, or Atlanta. Give us a call and let us know. Like, subscribe, comment, hopefully positively. And this is your host, Omar Imhotep Ramses, the Second Lion, saying, think good thoughts, do good things, pay yourself first, invest in yourself, have confidence in yourself, believe in yourself. And until next time, peace.